Just continuing about the Australian Feral Camel Management Project, if NINTI 1, I understand that NINTI 1 actually published the report estimating the feral camel population at $1 million, and then they're the company...
1 million head, not dollars.
1 million?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, 1 million animals.
Yeah.
And then that's the company that's paid $19 million to cull the feral animals. Do you see that there's a conflict of interest there?
Senator, I think the costs for the project were around 16.6. They were reduced from $19 million.
But the question was, thank you for the new figure, but the question was that you have a company that makes an estimation on the numbers, then the contract is awarded on the basis of that figure to the very company that's made the estimation.
Senator, I'd have to take that on notice because I don't know the exact details of how the contract was originally negotiated, so I'd prefer to...
It does sound like a matter for careful consideration and taking a proper answer on notice.
Okay, if you could take it on notice, thank you. Were you aware of any warnings made by organisations such as the Nagarnjatjara Camel Company about the overstating of the feral camel problem?
I'd have to take that on notice, Senator, because I'd really have to check with other departmental officers. Okay. I'm certainly not aware.
If you could take it on notice, if any organisations, including the one that I've mentioned, alerted, raised concerns about an overstating of the figures. Mr Tucker, in an earlier comment that you made that that these figures were not an estimate of the government, but surely you agree that the whole basis of this program is based on you accepting those figures from the Australian Feral Camel Management Project. So you may not have made the estimations, but you have accepted the figures as the premise for going ahead with this work.
Yeah, again, Senator, I think we're now going into levels of detail that are probably best for us to take on notice.
And about the costs, I heard you say that it was about $40 a head, and about for the non-commercial, I think you said $25 to $40 a head. But if you look at if the final cost is coming in, I'd have to revise that because I've got the final cost here as $15 million for the culling of 140,000 camels. That comes in at $103 per camel. So isn't the $40 a head figure that you're giving based on the inflated figure of the number of camels to be culled, not the actual number that were culled?
Look, I'll have to take that on notice in terms of doing the maths. Also, I've got a subnote here that where there was very small culls, it could be up to $120 per head. So
up to 120, or that's even higher than mine.
So,
okay.
So Senator, I'll take that away and do the maths on that.
Okay, thank you. And my final question is, the Managing Director of NINTI 1 has publicly called for an ongoing feral camel management project. Would you consider giving NINTI 1 an ongoing contract to manage feral camels? Are they in the race?
They have camel races, don't they, in the Northern Territory?
I don't think it's a good thing to joke about, Senator Abetz. Your fingers are on
Well,
this
if
as
we
well
don't
now.
joke about it,
You can't just keep blaming the old government.
As Mr Talbot.
Yes, but I did ask a question. It hasn't been answered.
As Mr Talbot indicated, there are still processes to be followed. They haven't been completed. I think it's appropriate for those processes to be completed first, and then we can have a full accounting.
Secretary, do you realise